Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having an incredible day in Jesus. We're going to be comparing the Legacy Standard Bible with King James today. I've done many Bible comparison videos. A lot of them I list caveats why we aren't using Greek and all this. Of course, the Bible is a representative of Greek text. So we're going to see if the Legacy Standard follows the Greek critical text very stridently, or if it just kind of makes some conjectural emendations. And I have found to this point, and you can go and check our other comparison videos with the LSB and the KJV, that the LSB, maybe 20% or so, is a little closer to the King James than, let's say, your ESV. So let's get started. We're using this Bible comparison chart by Terry Watkins, and it's very good. I've done reviews on it as well. So Acts 24:15, we're going to see if they're substantially the same. Now, I've done other videos showing entire verses missing, passages on this. This is going to be just a few words, several words, phrases, a word, but meaningful changes nonetheless. 24:15. So having a hope in God, this is Paul talking, for which these men are waiting, that there shall certainly be a resurrection of both the righteous and the unrighteous. So that's the LSB, Legacy Standard Bible, kind of Master Seminary John MacArthur Bible is sometimes called. Okay, and have hope toward God, which they themselves also allow, there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust. So, of the dead is what's missing, and that does have theological implications, obviously. And so, I've got to get my handy Publix magnifying glass out. Let's go to 28:16. 28:16. Actually kind of got ahead of myself here. I was checking out another verse that I decided not to do, but 28:16, and we'll start in the Legacy Standard. It's much easier. It's not in paragraph form like the ESV, so it's easier for me to find the verses. So 28:16 of the book of Acts, and when we entered Rome, Paul was allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who was guarding him. 28:16 in the King James Version is going to read thusly, and when we came to Rome, the centurion delivered the prisoners to the captain of the guard, but Paul was suffered to dwell by himself with a soldier that kept him. So there's a few words missing here in the LSB. It's just because it's using a different Greek text, but it's not just easier to read, as some people say. When we entered Rome, Paul was allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who was guarding him. You can see it's quite a bit shorter, as a matter of fact, in our handy-dandy King James giant print Cambridge, which many of you like. And when we came to Rome, the centurion delivered the prisoners to the captain of the guard. All that's missing. But Paul was suffered to dwell by himself with a soldier that kept him. So the King James isn't 110% there. Some people derisively say it's actually removed in modern translations. Devil is a thief. He removes these things. So again, there's substantial differences. They're not just differences in wording. So let's go to 23:9. 23:9. I just hate to put that on a Bible there, but 23:9. We'll start in the LSB again. And there occurred a great outcry, and some of the scribes and of the Pharisees, and some of the scribes of the Pharisaic party stood up and began to argue heatedly, saying, "We find nothing wrong with this man. Suppose a spirit or an angel has spoken to him?" ? So that is 23:9. Let's see what it says here. 23:9. And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees' part arose and strove, saying, "We find no evil in this man, but if spirit or an angel has spoken to him, let us not fight against God." So 23:9 here says, a spirit or an angel has spoken to him. 3 and 9. I always tell Sister Waldron that these videos doing this wear me out because I'm just doing, it wears me out mentally. So let us not fight against God is what's missing in many modern versions. And it's missing here in the LSB. Suppose a spirit or an angel has spoken to him, let us not fight against God. So, I mean, that's very significant, obviously. And let's go to 2034. 2034. See we'll read the King James first. 2034. This is Paul talking to the Ephesian elders. Yea, ye yourselves know that these hands have ministered unto my necessities and to them that were with me. Make sure I'm reading the right one here. Yeah, 20. You know it's bad when you're misreading with a magnifying glass. It's 2024. 2024. But none of these things move me. That's a very famous statement. And many people, songs, prayers, encouragement. But none of these things move me, neither account my life dear unto myself, so that I might finish my course with joy and the ministry which I have received of the Lord Jesus to testify the gospel of the grace of God. So let's see what 2024 has to say in the Legacy Standard Bible. 24. But I do not make my life of any account nor dear to myself, so that I may finish my course in the ministry which I received, on and on. The big thing, the very first part of that, but none of these things move me. Just not in the Legacy Standard, because it's a shorter text. It's in the NIV's case, it's 64,000 words shorter than the King James. So it's not good. it's a reclension of the text. So let's go to Acts 19:35. Acts 19 and 35. The key word we're going to be looking for here is worshiper. 19:35. And when the town clerk, this is King James, had appeased the people, he said, "You men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of Ephesus is a worshiper, the great goddess Diana?" And it goes on from there. So let's see what it says in the Legacy Standard Bible. Very good quality Bible. I wonder if these are done at Royal Youngblood. They may be. Is that one of them? 1935. There it is. Okay, now after calming the crowd, the city clerk said, "Men of Ephesus, what man is there after all who does not know that the city of the Ephesians is guardian of the temple of the great Artemis?" And the images fell down from heaven. So worship are very much stronger, not just a guardian of the temple. These were actively idolaters. And so that's, again, a very significant point that's very much lost in modern translations. We'll do a couple more in Acts 17. We'll start at Acts 17:26. This is Paul on Mars Hill, Areopagus. And so Paul here says, "And hath made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on all the face of the earth." 17:26 here is going to just remove the fact that we're of one blood. Possibly, may not. "And he hath made from one man," man is in italics, like they added that, "every nation of mankind." So one blood is missing. One man is there. And then 22, "Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things you're too superstitious." He kind of starts off not in an aggressive way, but very there. Okay, so 22, "So Paul stood in the midst of Areopagus and said, Men of Athens, I observe that you're very religious in all aspects. So in one, you're too superstitious, and another, well, you're just really religious. See, that's not good. So there are extreme, substantial differences just in a few chapters in Acts, and this is by no means all of them. This tract alone has 200 differences. The Doctrine of the New Testament by D.A. Waite has hundreds. On Terry Watkins' website, he's got 300 differences. So stick with the King James. You get the whole Bible there. And we've done videos on why it's not that difficult to read either, and why it's not a Elizabethan English per se. It's more thee, thou, thine is singular, ye, you, yours plural, just like Hebrew and Greek, which you don't get in modern English Bible. So right off the get-go, the King James is easier to read, more accurate. Thee, thou, thine, singular. Marvel not that I say unto thee, Nicodemus, ye, everybody must be born again. You just don't get that in other English translations by and large. God bless. We love you. Thanks for being here. See you later. Bye-bye.